My first task in relying on natural predators is to do nothing. That is, I do not squish ladybugs, which are voracious predators of aphids and other insects. Ladybird beetle eats aphids and other insects. Three of the plants that attract ladybugs I already have. It's marigold, cilantro, and nasturtium. Now in previous years I've never gotten my nasturtium to bloom. And I recently got a tip that it's because my soil was too rich. So I'm going to try to use sand this year. Root. Gotta shred that or something. To not only thin the clay, but also dilute nutrients. Now I dug the hole, of course. I didn't want to have to pause and go get more sand. And of course, there's roots growing out. Right there. Maybe a little clay. More sand. Still too low. Should have done that to begin with. Stick it in there. Surround it with sand. A little more humus. A little more clay. And by little I mean little. Now just water it and see how it does. I do not swat wasps. I do not wreck or even touch the web of the yellow and black garden spider that comes every year to build one. It's the one that does the zigzag pattern in the middle. Now the black widow and brown recluse are the only two species in North America that you need to be afraid of. Everything else is just pest control. I do not investigate any rustling around the toad cave that I built, because I know the toad is hunting. A toad cave is ordinarily a piece of empty earthenware pottery put on its side, buried about a third of the way, to provide, like, you know, a little cool, moist, dark place for the toad to rest. This is already here. Ordinarily it's in the shade, by the way. This is already here, and I just like reassembled the pieces. And it already had a habitat here, so I just left it. I do not harass the lizard. Or salamanders. I do not throw a rock at that bird making all that racket. Birds. Birds are voracious predators of insects. This tree is home to about 5 species at least. I don't climb up in there and mess with them. I keep the feeders about a quarter to a third full, or else the seed will mold. And this is also a general wild bird feed. Feeds 16 species. And though I don't have a bird bath, I do have a little dish below the bird feeder that I can just fill up on my routine watering. Birds who frequent my garden have the bonus treat of being able to grab a bit of eggshell, which they need to replenish their calcium. This is what I put out for extra fertilizer. Birds love perching for safety and to get an overview of their prey. Now, I built this one out of an invasive poplar branch, or actually stalk. After about 6 months of it not being used, to my knowledge, I painted it so the birds could identify it quicker. It's actually been over a year since I built it. And only this morning since I saw it used by that finch that was loud. Otherwise, they've been perching in this gardenia bush, on this tomato cage, that tomato cage, that tomato cage. On top of the hook holding the bird feeder, and in the butterfly bush. And I do not poison birds' food supply with insecticide and synthetic herbicide. Once rebuilt, this bat house will hang high in a tree so bats can feed on all the mosquitoes and other night bugs that the day shift left behind.